Alright guys, this is the first video on programming using smartphone on my channel, and in this I'm just going to be doing running through a program that I wrote, right, to test or to check if a number is even or odd, right. So it's a very simple code, very simple code, right. So we're actually using Java, right, and we're going to be using the decoder app, right, to run this program. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to be using the decoder application. So I'm going to click the decoder application right now and come to start coding and create new file. Now, of course, I'm going to be using Java, and so I want to name this. Let me name this check if an integer is even or odd. Okay, check if an integer is even or odd. Okay, so let's hit create. Right, so the first line of code that we have here is the print system.out.println hello world, hello decoder rather. Right, so this is actually a string. So I'm going to take this out because it's not part of what we want to create. Right, so I'm going to make a comment right now. I'm going to make a comment because now what we want to do is we want to check if a number is even or odd. Now a number is even or odd, like I said, if it satisfies. So a number or an integer is even if it satisfies n equal 2y plus r, okay, where r is 0. Okay, so this, it must satisfy this, right? Y is dividend, r is the remainder, so r must be equal to 0 for it to be an integer. So we are going to be using this. Of course, the first thing is that we are going to be taking an input from a user, right? So we're going to say scanner. So we're going to be taking an input. So input, I'm going to call this input, and new scanner. Sorry. Okay. System.in. So I'm going to be taking this from the console. So system.in. And I want to let the user know that he should enter system.out.println. So I want to let the user know that he needs to enter any integer. Okay, so I'm going to define this integer right now. So the integer that we are going to enter is n, and we are going to take it and we're going to remind we're going to call on this function here. We're going to call on it. So input dot next int, input dot next int, sorry. Okay, so we're going to be taking in the value from here, and so let's be sure our code is actually correct. Right, so far so good. We are going, everything is going fine. So right now, so after we've taken this input from the user, right, we want to divide, we want to create now y is going to be equal to n, sorry, we're going to say int I'm going to define another variable which is also an integer, right? It must be an integer. So y must be an integer for it to be an even number, right? For n to be an even number, y must be an integer, right? So of course we're actually working based on this stuff right here, right? So y must be an integer, you know, for n to be an even number. So int y is going to be n over 2, right? N over 2, n over 2, sorry. Now we are going to create a double. Now r is going to be a double, right? Because we don't know yet whether the number is going to be even or odd. So r should be a double. You can actually make it a float, as if the number is going to be very, very, very small. But we want to call, because there is a what if there, right? So what if the number is big? So we're going to be using, that means we could have used long here, or long here, and also long here. So it all just depends, right? I'm actually using int and int, right? It's int y and int n right there. So r is going to be a double equal to, of course, the remainder, which is double, should be of course the remainder can be gotten by taking n, right, and subtracting 2 star y from it. Okay, 2 star y from it. So in order to make sure that this is correct, let's print out something. System dot out dot in dot print ln. So we want to print out r, right? We want to print out remainder, right? So we'll put in a number and see. Of course, that number is going to be divided by 2, right? So once it's divided by 2, we're going to see if it has any remainder. So we are going to be printing out the remainder. So let's see. So alright, so I'm going to be putting 5, right? So 5 divided by 2 is 2 remainder something, right? 2 remainder 1. So let's see if it's correct. Alright, 2 remainder 1. Okay, let's check. Let's check 2. Let's divide 2 by 2. Remainder 0. Looks like that code didn't run, so let's still do it again. Okay, so I'm going to do 2. Remainder 0. Okay, so far so good. It's going fine. So I'm going to take this out. So we're going to make an if statement right now. So if the remainder is 0, so we want to print, we want to print the string. Is an even number, is an even number. So I'm still going to copy this because I'm going to use it in the else statement. Copy. Right, so if this is true, if this is true, right, we're going to print out this, and if it is not true, then this should happen, else should happen. So else is an odd number. Okay, so let's run this. Alright, so I'm going to think of any let me say I'm going to let's see 23. Of course, we know that 23 is an odd number, so let's see if this is correct. Alright, so it's actually telling us 23 is an odd number, which is very, very correct. So let's check another number. Okay, so let's see 242. Of course, 242 is an even number, so let's see if it's going to say it is even. This works with service, so I'm still going to run this again. 243, remember it's 342 rather. 342, so let's check if 342 is an even number. Alright, so 342 is an even number. So I'm going to try other, numbers. You can actually, practice with this, and try with other big numbers and stuff. So I'm going to try 543. Of course, we know that 543 is an odd number. So let's see if it's going. Of course, it said 543 is an odd number. So this is a code, and so far we are doing great. So in the next video, we might be looking at other particular formulas, maybe solving some questions using, or writing a program to solve maybe a quadratic function or a cubic function. So I'll see you in the next video. If you haven't subscribed yet, click on the subscribe button if you want to be seeing videos like this. And let me know in the comment section if there's any question you have. Let me know in the comment section, or if you want me to make a particular video, still drop it in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video.